You know, if I knew how to use proper video editing software, this intro would start with, son of a beep, 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 your mother's a beep, 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 you know, because I am beside myself, as my mother used to say. So I already don't like this video. I don't like having to make it. I don't like having to talk smack. I swore at the very beginning that this channel was nothing but fluffy bunnies and fun and having a cocktail or 13 and telling jokes and stuff, but I am freaking livid about something. And it's an entirely new problem. There is an insect on my camera. An entirely new thing. So I really don't want to do videos where I shame manufacturers and whatever for doing the wrong thing. I really don't want to do that. I want to avoid it. But when something like this happens, you just got to share it. And I want you guys to let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if my perspective is off, or I'm being a Karen, which is, by the way, the name of my pickup truck. That's Big Karen. Why? She's huge and she's white and just a little entitled. Anyway, so that's Big Karen. All right. So just yesterday, you guys heard me say, hey, you know, for the fueling dipstick, check FuelMoto's website. They sometimes have good prices, and I've bought a lot of stuff from them over the years, and I'm a huge fan, etc., etc. I turned the camera off, and I do not. I looked down and saw a little problem. Let's see if you can spot it. What seems wrong with that right there? I don't know. Those two pieces are supposed to be one, I can tell you that. So what happened? The weld has blown on my head pipe. This head pipe is a FuelMoto Jackpot, the private label, they manufacture it, head pipe that's decatted, that replaces the stock Milwaukee 8 head pipe that you use the heat shields and stuff. It's a good deal. It's like $350, $360, something like that. I'm so angry I didn't even say $350. I said $350. So I look down and I'm like, oh man, the friggin' weld is blown on that. So what happens is it's a 2-into-1. Yeah, 2-into-1. Then right before the muffler on the right side, there's a 45 degree, and I'm sorry, 90 degree offshoot that the cross pipe comes and hooks onto. And that's why on the right side of a Milwaukee 8 bike, the outlet is big, and on the left side it's smaller, because it's just a sort of offshoot, you know, from that head pipe. The weld has evidently blown around that collar, we're going to call it, that sort of, that 90 degree offshoot. So, look, I wasn't furious that it broke. I'm not. You know, stuff happens. Could have had a welder that had a bad day. It could have, you know, who knows. So I'm like, wow, what made me notice it was after I rode yesterday to get a ride review of the fueling dipsticks. I thought to myself, the bike sounds great. I've been riding the Ultra for so long, I hadn't ridden the CVO in a while, so I was like, man, that thing sounds good. I now know why. Right under my right butt cheek was a blown, you know, weld that was just, you know, exhaust was getting out. The bike ran fine though, which is odd. Like, it ran great, so that left side really doesn't do much, evidently. Here's where things come from all together, as an older gentleman that I used to know used to say. They come from all together. I took a picture of that, and I sent it to FuelMoto, assuming this is a non-issue, and said, hey, weld blew on my Jackpot. What's the process? You know, what do you need to do? You know, so, I mean, that's why I sent them a picture, because I figured they'd say, well, we'll send you a new one. And the warranty's 2 years, and I bought this in July of 19. So I've had it a year and a couple months, a year and 7 months, whatever. So I emailed them and said, what's the process? And the response I got was that I take the pipe off. Now, not a big deal. I self-installed this, so it's not, you know, well, it's actually been reinstalled since then. So I was thinking this last night, like, you know, when could this, you know, could I have done anything wrong? And no. So I installed this in July of 19 when I first got the bike, right before Sturgis. And then, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, when I put the SNS 475 cam in it, the dealer did it because the oil pump had failed or was starting to fail at that time. So they pulled the oil pump, and while they were in there, we did the cam because it's mindless. If you get an oil pump replaced on your bike under warranty, you don't put the stock cam back in it. So it would have come off then, you know, too. So the dealer reinstalled it, I don't know, 7, 8 months ago. And the response I got was that I am to take the pipe off, get that piece out of my crossover, which is probably just going to be a gloriously good time to get that out of there now that it's just only about 1.5 inches sticking out. I am to find a box to fit it, put the pipe in the box, pay the, let's call it $50 or so to ship it back to FuelMoto up in, I think they're in Wisconsin or someplace cold. And then they'll look at it and either re-weld it and send it back to me or send me a new one. What in the Sam hell is that? This is a welded piece of steel with a bad weld. I responded saying, this is how this should be this is how this should be done. Professionally, I sort of handle teams across borders around the world. So bad service is something I'm an absolute expert in. How to not do it and how to do what they call service recovery. It's something actually I do, you know, on a pretty big scale sometimes. This is how this should be done, FuelMoto. When a customer sends you a photograph of an obvious broken weld on your product, what should happen is, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. A new one is on the way. Here's the tracking number. When you receive the new one, take the new one out, put the bad one in the box, and ship it back to us. If you don't ship it back to us, you will be charged for the replacement. And when we get it back, if we judge that you did something that would have damaged this pipe and broke it, you will then be charged. So I would give them a credit card number, they send me a new one, I send the old one back. If it's on me, then they charge me for it, and I would have to either fight that or whatever. But you don't tell a customer to incur the cost and find a box to ship it to prove to them, I have to prove to them that their product is bad. Can you tell I'm angry? Because bad service is something that drives me insane. So I hate to make a shaming video, but I am absolutely livid. I bought so much stuff from them over the years. Good Lord. So, FuelMoto, I'm waiting for a response. I expect a proper response because I know you guys are better than this. I just yesterday, in the email I sent them saying this is not how this is going to work. Just yesterday, I sent them an email saying, I was just yesterday saying you guys are great. Like, I said you guys should go there and check their site. Prices are great, like them. I even said the shipping's fast. And then that day, I get a crap customer service experience. So, I'm okay with taking it off, incurring that labor. I'm okay with even like if they send me a new one and I have to send the old one. I'm okay with even incurring the shipping to send the bad one back. You know, it's not like I think that it's all on them and oh my God. But come on, man, the burden of proving your product is bad is not on me, it's on you. That's all I have today. I'm so sorry. This is a jerkish shaming video, but this is the Pro Monkey community is a community, and I truly do want to communicate about this. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm looking at this the wrong way, but I just don't feel like I would ever do that to one of my customers. I happen to know that a whole ton of you out there are business owners who wouldn't treat your customers like that. So I just expect that someplace like FuelMoto would do better. So FuelMoto, this is in your court. Do the right thing and take care of your customers who give you their money. It's too early to have a drink, but God, I need one. We'll talk later. Take care out there. Bye.